What's going on, Ohio Cannabis Report? Your boy Gerald Moore Jr. back with some more cannabis education. Today, I'm going to go over just Ohio cannabis laws. Just as a refresher, obviously, cannabis is still newly legalized in the state of Ohio. I believe Ohio is the 24th state to legalize. We have medical and adult use recreational. And so, again, this is just an Ohio Cannabis Report, an update and refresher on Ohio cannabis news. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on our page. Be sure to comment if you're in Ohio. Let us know what part of the state you are in. Again, some of the cities, some of the townships do have moratoriums against cannabis. Most of your major cities, I'm in Columbus, you got Cleveland, Cincinnati, all those places are legal. And then you have your suburban communities, some of your rural communities that have their different ordinances against like cultivation, processing, and dispensing of cannabis. So again, this is still a fairly new industry within the state of Ohio in terms of legalization. Obviously, you still have your legacy market, your gray market. The Hemp Farm Bill of 2018 did legalize hemp, so you have Delta 8, Delta 9. So you have people, obviously not understanding the full scope of hemp versus cannabis, a dispensary that you can just go into versus a legal medical or adult use recreational facility. And then we do also have home grow. So folks can grow their own cannabis as long as you're an adult. So I'm on normal.org's website, and Normal has been pretty active in the cannabis space for a long time for cannabis advocacy nationally. So this is their website. And so here you have, let's see, possession up to 70 grams of cannabis. Is it a penalty? No. Incarceration? No. Max fine. So you have 70 to 100 grams. It's a misdemeanor, not available for incarceration. Max fine $150. Then you have 100 to 200 grams, misdemeanor, 30 days, $250. Then you have 200 to 1,000 grams, it's a felony, 1 year, 2.5, 2,500. Then you have 1,000 to 5,000 grams, a felony, 3 years, $10,000. Then you have 5,000 to 20,000 grams, that's a felony, 3 years, $10,000. Then you have 20,000 to 40,000 grams, felony, 5 to 8 years, 15,000. And then you have more than 40,000 grams, felony, 8 years, $15,000. Then you have sales and distribution and trafficking up to 2.5 ounces, adults 21 plus, no penalty, none, zero fine. 2.5 ounces to 200 grams, felony, 1 year, 2,500. 200 to 1,000 grams, you have felony, 18 months to 5,000 fine. And then obviously you guys can read through that. To a minor within 1,000 feet of a school, within 100 feet of a juvenile, or by one who is previous drug conviction will increase the term of imprisonment and the fine. You have cultivation, 6 plants in a private residence, no more than 12 per household of more than one adult. So no penalty, none, zero. Then you have hash and concentrates. You guys can read that. Then you have up to 15 grams, no penalty. Possession of greater than 15 grams to 50 grams, felony, 1 year, 2,500. Paraphernalia, misdemeanor, 90 days, $750 fine. Let me see. So legalization, home cultivation. Yes, adults may home cultivate up to 6 plants with a limit of 12 plants per household. Home cultivation may only take place within a secure closet, room, greenhouse, or other enclosed area in or on the grounds of the residence that prevents access by individuals less than 21 years of age, and which is not visible by normal unaided vision from public space. State licensed retailers operational, yes. THC limits on commercially available products, no. Employment protections for off-the-job consumption, no. Nothing is in this chapter requires an employer to permit or accommodate an employee's use, possession, or distribution of adult use cannabis. Process to expunge sealed past convictions, yes. Separate legislation signed into law in January 2023 provided pathways so that those with misdemeanor marijuana convictions can petition the courts to have their records sealed within 1 year. Per se traffic safety limits, yes, existing state laws make it illegal to operate a vehicle with 2 nanograms or more of THC per milliliter of blood or 35 nanograms of its metabolite in urine. No way to do that drug test on the side of the road. Then you have penalties for public consumption. Yes, an adult use consumer who uses adult use cannabis in public is guilty of a misdemeanor. Well, I think that's wrong. Public consumption is legal in the state of Ohio. So I don't know about that one. Interesting, interesting. And that's why it's good to have, people going over this stuff because, again, there's laws are constantly changing, so we do have public consumption. We don't have any lounges. Again, not everybody owns a home to grow or consume. So here's our Ohio medical marijuana law. We do have medical, so qualifying conditions. You have AIDS, acquired immune deficiency syndrome, Alzheimer's disease, Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS. You have arthritis. I don't know what this word is. What is that word? Cachexia. And then you have, let's see, chronic migraines. You have chronic traumatic encephalopathy. That's CTE. You have complex regional pain syndrome, Crohn's disease, epilepsy or other seizure disorders, fibromyalgia, glaucoma, hepatitis C, Huntington's disease, inflammatory bowel syndrome or bowel disease, irritable bowel syndrome, multiple sclerosis, pain that is either of the following nature: chronic and severe or intractable, Parkinson's disease, positive status for HIV, post-traumatic stress disorder, sickle cell anemia, spasticity, spinal cord disease or injury, terminal illness, Tourette's syndrome, traumatic brain injury, ulcerative colitis. Patient possession limits: 90-day supply. Cannabis-specific products may be dispensed as oils, tinctures, edibles, patches, or as herbal material. Home cultivation, no, but provisions in the law provide limited legal protections for qualifying patients who acquire cannabis from out-of-state sources prior to the operation of state licensed dispensaries. State licensed dispensaries, yes. State licensed dispensary operational, yes. Delivery, no, we do not have delivery. Caregivers, we do have caregivers. But caregivers basically have a car and they can go to the dispensary for whoever they're caregiving for. Employment protections, no. Reciprocity, not specified. And then contact information, Division of Cannabis Control. So yeah, these are the people that are controlling everything. Let me see if I can get some updated. Where the facts at? Where do I want to look? UCC monthly update. So this is the last update, July 21, 2025. 37 certificates of operation for cultivators, 23 level 1 dual use, 14 level 2 dual uses, processors 46, testing labs 8, dispensaries 157, physicians 549, patients and caregivers. We have 1,176,214 recommendations, but only 456,921 registered patients. And then you have your patients with veteran status, you have your patients with indignant status, your patients with terminal diagnoses, 95,439 patients with both an active registration and an active recommendation, 435,713 unique patients who've purchased medical marijuana. And then you have 41,941 registered caregivers. Sales figures as of 7/19/2025, total product sales. So you have your non-medical $669,537,500, and you have your medical $2,202,326,745. for a grand total of $2,871,865,313 in total sales since January. And so yeah, that's the gist of it. You got some new dispensaries coming, local dispensary, 1187 West 8th Street, Cincinnati. Then you have HBW Ohio LLC, 6075 Emerald Parkway, Dublin. Okay, Dublin getting a dispensary. What? That's crazy. Hey, see you at suburbs. So yeah, that's how I'll be playing though. So again, let me know what part of the state y'all in. If you do go to the dispensary, what dispensaries do you go to? What dispensaries do you like? If you get products, what products do you like? Do you like to consume? Do you like flower? I know flower is still OG. What's your favorite flower? You know what I mean? What are your favorite terpenes? Talk to me. You know what I mean? Let's build this community. Let's have some conversations. What do you think about the rollout of the state program, right? How do we, I mean, we go from illegal to legal. Do you like the way the state's been rolling out the program? Do you like the fact that there's no education? Do you like the fact that there's no billboards? There's no PSAs? Like, how do we get the education? How do we normalize? How do we end the stigma around cannabis? You know what I mean? If everybody's still like trying to hide or still trying to, um, blame the kids, right? Oh, well, the kids are overdosing. No, they're not, bro. Like, first of all, some of these kids need weed. Like, when I was 17, bro, I needed weed. Like, weed was the thing that helped me with my anxiety, stress, depression. I was, an athlete, so I had so much pressure on me to perform, but still be a kid. You know what I mean? And so when I started smoking weed, that's when everything leveled up. Literally 2 years later, I became an All-American. I went from being highly recruited in high school, committing my junior year to a Division I university, signing that scholarship my senior year. My redshirt, our freshman year, I redshirted at my school. The next year, I balled out and became an All-American. And I was smoking weed the whole time. And all I have to say is, while I was lifting weights, I go back home. You gotta run, go run, come back home, have a game, have practice, come back home, be stressed out, have a test. And I mean, I made it to the league. I tried out. You know what I mean? Like, so as far as I'm concerned, when people be like, oh, like, you can't be successful and smoke weed, or you can't be a successful athlete, or you smoke weed and being an athlete don't mix, like, you bugging, bro. Like, I do understand like being disciplined. I do understand like a time and a place. I do understand like strict guidelines, but I also understand like the best athletes weren't always the ones that were like super strict. Like, because once it's time to play, the person that's doing everything right, and then it's time, that person didn't even get on the field. Like the squares in football don't see the field. Like the dudes, they'd be like, oh, I showed up at workouts on time every day. I bench 500 pounds. Most of them niggas don't see the field. The dudes that barely practice and lift weights and smoke weed are the superstars. It's just, and it's not saying that, a lot of people, if you focus more on weightlifting, like weights, some dudes don't really need to lift weights like that. You know what I mean? Because their flexibility, their athleticism is because they're flexible. Like lifting weights makes you a little bit tougher and more resilient. But if you're an athlete that's not really getting hit like that, like you just need to be working on plyometrics, your flexibility, and like, yeah, you can still do strength training, but you don't need to be lifting 250 pounds, 300 pounds. Now, me, I played safety, so I have to be able to hit people. But this whole like, oh, like I don't smoke weed. Like you don't have to smoke weed. Like, and that's not what I'm pushing. I consume weed that way, but I also consume weed through tinctures, topicals, pills, transdermal patches, creams, lotions. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different ways to get cannabis into the bloodstream and get cannabis into the body. So again, like I'm a type of person where um that's just is what it is. You know what I mean? And you have to figure out what's good for you or what works for you. Um, but that's what having conversations is all about. That's why sharing information, resources, um, and putting that stuff out there is important. Getting stories and sharing stories of what other people are dealing with, and how they navigate this space is important because, again, a lot of people are just now coming into this industry or into this space, and folks need to or should be able to have some type of entry point, some type of access point into the industry where they can feel comfortable and confident, um, engaging, right? And so that's all we're trying to do here at Ohio Cannabis Report. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, Ohio Cannabis Report. Again, make sure you guys reach out if you want to be on the show. Or you can email us, ohiocannabisreport@gmail.com. If you like what we're doing and you want to be a part of the team, I'm looking for hosts. I'm looking for folks that producers. If you're in the media, if you're in the social media, I'm looking for people that like to talk about cannabis, like to talk to other people about cannabis, like to report on cannabis industry news. Really trying to give people an opportunity to have a platform as well. So don't be afraid to reach out. Again, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the content. If you appreciate what we're doing, please share the content. And also follow us on Instagram at Ohio Cannabis Report. Until next time, peace.